What's up, Broncos Country? You think that loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars ended our season? Wrong. Completely wrong. Look, I know you're hurting, I know you're angry, but pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because there's a hidden secret in this loss that nobody's talking about. The Broncos didn't lose, they won. And I'm not talking about cheap optimism or that let's turn the page talk. I'm talking about concrete facts that will completely change how you see this game. Something happened at Mile High that's going to transform this team into a destruction machine in the playoffs, and there's a detail about Pat Bryant and the officiating that's going to blow your mind. Stick with me until the end, because you need to know this. You know that feeling when you get beat up on the street and come home with a broken nose, but somehow you know you got stronger? That's exactly what happened at Empower Field at Mile High on Sunday. The Denver Broncos took a punch in the mouth from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I guarantee you, this was the best gift this team could receive before the playoffs. Let me tell you a story. 1997. Remember, the Denver Broncos lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the 1996 playoffs by 30-27. It was devastating. The entire city mourned. John Elway was 36 years old, and everyone thought, it's over. He's never going to win a Super Bowl. But you know what happened next? That loss became fuel. Alfred Williams said at the time that pain, that humiliation, was what transformed the team. 1 year later, Super Bowl XVIII. 2 years later, Super Bowl XVIII. Back-to-back, history repeats itself, folks. And it's repeating right now. When I saw Pat Bryant being carried off on a stretcher during garbage time, with that look of determination on the faces of the players around him, I knew. This team didn't forget. This team won't forget. That dirty hit, completely unnecessary, at an irrelevant moment in the game, lit a fire that's going to burn everything in its path. The officiating? I'm not even going to waste my time saying it was bad. It was criminal. I'll show you the facts. On the Jaguars' first touchdown, there was a push so blatant that even the national commentator came back from commercial break to talk about it. Can you get 70 yards of separation when P.J. Locke is glued to you? No, you push. And they didn't call anything. But here's the kicker. They called it against us. Dre Greenlaw got grabbed by the jersey 3 times on crucial plays. Nothing. 0. But when our defense touches Trevor Lawrence, roughing the passer, that's 15 automatic yards, renewed first down, and the Jaguars scoring on the next drive. T.J. Ward, who doesn't even play for the team anymore, came out publicly. People, T.J. Ward. He has no obligation to say anything, but he did. Because it was so absurd that even people on the outside saw it. Sleeper headquarters released an official statement saying, Broncos fans are right. When the national media admits the officiating was horrible, you know it crossed the line. But it doesn't stop there. The Broncos sabotaged themselves too. And you know why that's good news? Because these were errors that never happen. Will Lutz, the most accurate kicker in Denver Broncos history, missed a field goal. Jeremy Cascia kicked a ball so weak it barely passed the 20-yard line. Bo Nix fumbled on a weird exchange in the read option. Have you seen Bo Nix fumble at all this year? No. There were 4 dropped passes by our wide receivers. 4. At crucial moments, second and third downs that would have changed the game. And even so, even with everything going wrong, we were there, competing, fighting. This wasn't a blowout. This was a test. And the Broncos passed. Now I'm going to tell you something that will change your perspective. This game didn't matter. What do you mean it didn't matter, you must be thinking? Simple. The Denver Broncos are going to win the next 2 games, that's a fact. On Thursday, Christmas night, we're going to face the Kansas City Chiefs playing with their 3rd-string quarterback because Gardner Minshew tore his ACL. Do you really think we, motivated like never before with Bo Nix on fire, are going to lose to a backup on Christmas night, at Mile High, after the humiliation we just suffered? I'd bet my house we won't. And there's more. If the Chiefs lose tonight, which may have already happened by the time you watch this video, we clinch first place on Thursday, division locked up. First overall seed in the AFC, the best team in football. Everything in our hands. But let me show you the positives that appeared in this game. Because there was a lot of good stuff hidden in the chaos. Quentin Robinson. People, the rookie showed up, played like a veteran, showed he can be a key piece in the playoffs. Jonah Ellis also shined. The defense, even with the officiating against them, made Trevor Lawrence suffer. Malcolm Roach had an 11-yard sack that almost knocked Trevor out of the game. And Bo Nix, look, I know he had interceptions. I know there were bad moments. But that 33-yard pass to Evan Engram when everything seemed lost? Perfection. That touchdown to Cortland Sutton under intense pressure? Work of art? Bo doesn't throw over-the-shoulder passes anymore. Forget that narrative. He's playing elite ball. Oh, and R.J. Harvey? This kid could be the perfect replacement for J.K. Dobbins. 38-yard touchdown like it was nothing. 16 receiving yards. He showed he has a place on this team. And when you lose a running back of Dobbins' caliber and don't miss him that much, you know your team is deep. You know what else I saw? I saw the Bo Nix-Troy Franklin connection finally clicking. Those deep passes everyone said Bo couldn't make. He made them. Multiple times, with surgical precision, and there was that beautiful play where Marvin Mims Jr. threw to Bo, who had Cortland Sutton open, and the ball slipped at the last second. Almost genius. Just needed the timing. But here's what matters. Those plays were there. The talent was there. The execution was almost perfect. It was a matter of millimeters, and these things get adjusted. These things improve. Now listen to me carefully. I'm going to tell you something Sean Payton said in the post-game press conference that gave me chills. He said, "I hate losing more than I love winning, and it's in defeats that we learn more than in victories." Do you understand what he meant? This man hated losing this game. Did you see his face during the game? I've never seen Sean Payton so furious. He was yelling at the refs, arguing, almost got a technical penalty. The guy is one of the most controlled coaches in the NFL, and he lost his composure multiple times. Why? Because he knows. He knows what this team is capable of. He knows that game didn't reflect even 60% of our potential, and he's going to use that anger, that frustration, to mold this team into something unstoppable. Luca Evans, the most unbiased journalist covering the NFL, came out publicly and said the officiating took over the game. When a professional journalist, who can't take sides, says that openly, you know it went beyond acceptable. But here's the secret. The Jaguars played their Super Bowl. They posted motivational videos before the game. They were on a mission. That was everything to them. And even so, with everything in their favor, with the officiating helping, with the Broncos self-sabotaging, they only won by a comfortable margin at the end because we gave up when Pat Bryant got hurt. And there's more. Tim Patrick came back to play against us, and he was on a mission too. The guy didn't greet anyone, didn't give high fives, was focused like never before. Former player wanting to prove something. It happens. But you know what that means? That the Jaguars needed their best game, everything going right, to beat a Denver Broncos team on a bad day. Now imagine what's going to happen when we meet them again in the playoffs. Because it will happen. They'll get past the first round, maybe, and they'll come to Mile High. And I guarantee you it's going to be a massacre. It won't even be a game, because this time we'll be prepared. This time the officiating won't be able to save anyone. This time the Broncos will show who really runs things. You want to know what's the big difference between a regular team and a championship team? The regular team forgets. The championship team remembers and transforms pain into purpose. Let me tell you about something that really worried me in this game, but it's good that it showed up now and not in the playoffs. The tight ends. People, the Jaguars' tight ends dominated us. Evan Engram did whatever he wanted. And this has been a recurring problem this season. We managed to hold Brock Bowers to just 4 receptions and 46 yards, but Travis Kelce and Zach Ertz made us suffer. And today, again, the tight end position was our kryptonite. This is a problem, but it's a problem that now Vance Joseph knows he needs to solve. If we're going to face the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs, and it could happen, they have excellent tight ends. Dalton Kincaid can destroy a defense, and now we know. We need to adjust. We need to have a specific plan for this position, and Sean Payton, being who he is, will have that plan. The injuries also worry me. Pat Bryant went straight to the hospital, but according to Sean Payton, he's recovering well. Remember Christian Watson last week? He also went to the hospital after that Patrick Surtain 2 interception and played the next day against the Chicago Bears, so there's hope. But Dre Greenlaw left injured. Justin Sternad too. If these two are out for a long time, our depth at linebacker gets compromised. But here's the good news. Alex Singleton is back. Keidron Reed was designated to return from injured reserve. We have pieces to replace them. And about Bo Nix, this guy has only lost 2 games in his NFL career by more than 10 points. 2. That means he knows how to compete. He knows how to fight. He doesn't give up. And this loss? It's going to motivate him like never before. You're going to see a different Bo Nix in the next games. More focused, more determined, more lethal. I'm going to end by telling you something few people know. In the last 3 times the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl, 1997, 1998, and 2015, we lost several games in December. In 1997, we lost to the Giants and Steelers. In 1998, we lost to Miami. In 2015, we lost to Oakland, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City. And you know what that caused? Motivation, anger, focus. The teams entered the playoffs with a chip on their shoulder the size of Mile High. They had something to prove, and they proved it. This team here, this 2024 squad, has the same energy. I feel it. Don't you see it in Bo Nix's face? In Sean Payton's anger? In Patrick Surtain 2's determination? Who's already training to be an assassin in the playoffs? The Jacksonville Jaguars can celebrate. They can post on social media. They can think they're good. But when they meet us again, it's going to be different, because we won't forget. And the Broncos don't forgive. Week 18, if the Chargers win tonight, and it may have already happened while you watch this, we play against them with everything on the line. And guess what? We're going to crush them. Because this team won't make the same mistakes. This team learned. Ridiculous officiating. We learned to play even with it against us. Silly mistakes? Identified and corrected. Lack of focus at crucial moments? Adjusted. And there's one thing nobody's talking about. Bo Nix is 1 win away from breaking historic rookie quarterback records. He already has 29 touchdowns. If he throws 2 touchdowns on Thursday, he ties Justin Herbert and C.J. Stroud. If he throws 3, he breaks the record. On a Christmas game, in prime time, against the Kansas City Chiefs, do you think he's going to let that opportunity pass? Do you think this team is going to let it pass? They won't. So here's what I want you to do. Reserve the 2nd week of February, clear your schedule, cancel any commitments, because the Denver Broncos are going to be in the Super Bowl. I know it sounds crazy after a loss. I know people are laughing at me now. But let me ask you a question. Do you trust 1 bad game, or do you trust 14 games of excellence? Do you trust 1 game where everything went wrong, or do you trust the team that has the best defense in the NFL? That has the best rookie quarterback since Peyton Manning? That has Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches in history? I trust the 14 games. I trust the process. I trust the resilience. And if you're a true Denver Broncos fan, you trust too. But now I want to know from you, what was the moment that made you most angry in this game? Was it the officiating? Was it Pat Bryant's injury? Was it the silly mistakes? Comment down below. Because I want to know if you're feeling the same thing I am, that this loss was the best thing that could have happened. And if you really believe the Broncos are going to the Super Bowl, subscribe to the channel and like this video, because I'm going to be here every week showing you every step of this journey. And when February comes, when we're lifting that trophy, you'll remember I was there from the beginning. Oh, and there's one more thing I discovered about Sean Payton's plan for Week 18 that I can't believe nobody is talking about. But I'm only going to tell you in the next video. And I guarantee it's going to change everything you think about the playoffs. The ball doesn't lie, folks, and neither do the facts. Broncos Country, let's go together. Until next time.